what you're saying. You're flying higher than a plane.
Hey guys, it's me Jocelyn. So today I'm going to be showing you some more underrated transitions on Alight Motion since you guys seem to be really loving this series. So the first one is going to be a tile rotate dual pinch. I don't see this one used often just because I don't think people really know about it, honestly. But it is really cool and I love the way it looks. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and go into distortion and warp and then just do a simple tile rotate. I'm just going to make the position 157 over -147 positions. Peep the album, Ariana Grande, amazing. Anyways, and then I'm just going to make the amount 4.1 like I always do. It's just my basic settings. And then I'm just going to copy it. Now the rotation I'm going to set to 0. Then I'm going to add 2 keyframes. And on the second one, I'm going to go to like 135 or something like that. Make sure you make your keyframes all the way at the end. Do your graph. So it looks like this so far. And now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and paste the effect. And then turn it to like maybe 270 or something like around there. Like this, and now what you're going to do is add another keyframe at the end and turn it to 360, and then just go ahead and do your outgraph just so now you have a simple tile rotate and it looks a little bit better, you know what I mean? So this is what it looks like so far. Yours might go the opposite way if you have an Android. Alight Motion on iOS goes a different way than Android. I'm not too sure why. Anyways, what you want to do is you want to go into distortion and warp again. Go to pinch and bulge, and then go ahead and where it says center, move one of them to the corner. Just like start by scrolling and move all the way to the left corner at first. Then go ahead and hit duplicate, and then now move it down, and then drag it all the way to the right corner. So it looks like this. So now, just make the strength 0 for the first keyframe, and then on the second one, make it -1.00. Adjust your keyframes, and then do your graph. Then do the exact same thing for the second one. To your graph. And now go ahead and change the radius to whatever you want. I'm going to do 635 for each of them because I don't want it to be too intense, but I do want you to know that it's there, you know what I mean? So it looks like this so far. So it's a little bit intense, but not too intense. You can't really tell on mine because the background for both of her photos is white. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy those effects. I'm going to delete the tile rotate. That's going to be added onto there. And now what you want to do, I'm going to go to the end and get the keyframes so they're both deleted at the very end. And then just do your outgraph. And yeah, now you're done. This is a tile rotate dual pinch. It'll probably look a lot better if you increase the radius and the background has more colors other than white. But yeah. The next one is going to be like a swirl pinch also. If you hear somebody snoring, my dog is laying next to me and he has a very loud snorer, I guess you could say. So just if you hear snoring, that's my dog. He's just tired, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and go on to swirl, and you can make it as big or as small as you want. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so it's like 17. I'm going to make the strength 0 for the first keyframe and then just turn it to 100 on the second one, maybe even a little bit less, I don't know. And then I'm just going to do my regular graph. So this is what mine looks like so far. Remember, my radius is 17. Yours can be bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. And now I'm going to go on to pinch and bulge. So now what you want to do is you want to go on and then make the first keyframe 0. And then add another one and make it -1.00. So like I said, it's like the swirl is being pinched in a way. That sounds really weird. I'm actually going to increase the radius on the swirl just because it looks weird if it's super small. That's my opinion. You don't have to. And then I'm going to also increase the radius on the pinch and bulge to like 1.180. So it's really intense. And then on the swirl, I'm just going to do -100 this time. this is what the swirl pinch looks like. I don't think it's used enough. I really don't. Literally, like, and it looks so, like, fun. It's, like, so smooth, too. Especially if you have, like, those really smooth typographs. Oh, my God. That would be amazing. Okay, so this next transition is, like, an up and down skew. So what you want to do is go ahead and find a square shape and then make it fill your screen. Now, go ahead and go on to color and fill and then to gradient. Now, pull the corners, one all the way at this top of the corner and one all the way down here. And then go ahead and go to the middle. You don't have to have a marker, but just like go in between where the next photo like begins and where the first photo stops. And then go ahead and split it. Now on this one, go to distortion and warp. And then go to displacement map. Now this one is going to be an up and down skew, so you want to go to the y-axis. Add 2 keyframes, and on the second one, make it like 500. A little bit more, a little bit less, doesn't really matter. Then just do your in-graph. It depends on how intense you want it to be, I might add. Like, if you want to make it really intense, go over 500, but if you want it to be a little bit less, go under 500. So now, on this one, hit add effect again, distortion and warp, and then displacement map. Go back onto Y, but make sure this time you tap invert, just so it doesn't go the opposite way. Add 2 keyframes again, but this time make it negative 500. And yeah, this is the up and down skew. I don't really know if I'd call it a skew. It could be like a grab, but it doesn't actually face the exact way that an up and down does. It kind of goes from corner to corner like we made the gradient. So yeah. Okay, this next one is almost the exact same thing, except it's going to be a side skew. So now this time, the gradient is still the exact same from corner to corner and still the same splitting. Now just go into displacement map. And make sure you're on the x-axis this time. Add 2 keyframes, and on the second one, just move it to 500. This is almost like a different, it's like a sideways pull. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a corner sideways pull because it's like inverted a little bit, you know what I mean? Now on the second, that literally made no sense. Anyways, on the second one, just do negative 500 or negative or whatever the number you did. Make sure to tap invert, add 2 keyframes again, and then on the first one, make it negative 500 or once again, whatever number you did. Depends on how intense you want it to be. And yeah, this is the sideways skew. There's also the option to actually do an actual skew on like the zoom in panel, but I think this one looks a lot better and smoother. But if you wanted to do it for free, just use Alight Motion skew panel. Okay, so this last transition is going to be just a regular corner spin. What you want to do is go ahead and go into effects and then just add on your tiles. Make sure you have them mirrored and then copy them. Now go to the pivot point, which you're just tapping on the 4 lines that have arrows. You can swipe it any way you want. I usually move mine down to the bottom, like right in the middle. And then I go to the spin panel. My dog is still snoring if you can't tell. Add 2 more keyframes, and on the second one, make it positive 90. And then just do an in-graph. You can make it positive, negative, whatever you want. Make sure to add your motion blur, but I'm not going to do that till the end. So now I'm going to paste on my tiles, and then I'm going to do the exact same pivot point that I did the first time. Right there, except this time I'm going to do negative 90 instead of positive 90 just because we're doing a regular old spin, like spin settings at least. Now I'm going to go ahead and add on my motion blur for both of them. And yeah, this is the corner spin. It's literally so underrated and I love it so much. You can do so many things with it. You can make a whole set of transitions with it if you make them go each opposite ways. So yeah. And yeah, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if it helped you out, and comment down below any tutorial requests that you guys may have. Also, we hit 21K. Thank you so much. I don't know why we're growing so fast. It's honestly insane, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Also, I just wanted to do a little disclaimer since I forgot at the beginning. These are solely my opinions. You could think that these are used all the time on Alight Motion, but honestly, I haven't seen them in a while on certain people's edits. That's just the people I follow. You might have seen them on the people you follow's edits. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
I was hanging with you and then I realized I didn't think it was true. I was surprised when I found out I'd fallen for you.